So I can't even stress enough how many leads I have lost, how many phone numbers, property addresses that I have lost because not having a right system, right CRM to track all my leads. But I said no, that's enough. So I decided to create this Google Sheet template so I can track all my leads. So I'm going to share with you the kind of, I'm going to walk you through it and see how I track all my leads to make sure I don't lose them now. Since I started using this, I haven't lost one lead. In fact, I am way more organized and getting more listings now. So I'm going to get on my computer and walk you through it and show you what I use. All right, so right here is the Google Sheet that I created. I kept it very simple yet very effective, and you can stay very organized. So on column A right here, so I added the seller and buyer if you work with the seller and also with the buyer. Then on the right side, here's where you could put your client's name, then you put the phone number, and then priority, which is, I'm going to explain this in a little bit what I mean. And also then you could put the last contact, which means last time you contact the client. And also here, next contact, that means when is the next time you should follow up. And from here, it's going to be numbers of follow up. I'm going to walk you through everything to show you how easy it is to use this thing, and it's very powerful. Trust me, after I started using this, now everything is very organized. As you know, if you don't have a system in place to track everything, all your like lead follow ups, and as you know, follow up is the name of the game. So if you don't follow up, you're going to lose a lot of business. You call them one time and you didn't save that phone number, or the email or the address, and then you lose it. Trust me, that it happens to almost every agent, and that's because of I have a system in place. Here you could put a note, you could put an email, a property address, and you can also choose property type if you do like residential or commercial. You can even put like the size of the home, how many bedrooms, bath, and the lot size, story, location. You could even put the first time you contact. Let's say you contact them, a year ago. You can go back and check when was the last time you contact. That way you can track too. Like the first time I contact this person, it was like 6 months ago, and then you could put the date you closed, so that way you can track everything. It's very, very, I went very deep on this. Then you could put the closing date, the home price, even the commission rate, and then the total commission uh, you get in from that sale. So let's go from the beginning. So let's start from here. So the first thing you choose, if it's a buyer. I even add leasee or lesser if you work with if you do like rentals and stuff, and then past client, seller, and then if it's a buyer and seller at the same time. So in this case, let's say working with the seller. So I working with the seller, and then here you could put the name. This is just an example. Everything I'm putting here is it's not real. So if I put a phone number here, it's not real. Or if I put John, last name, let's say Gomez. Okay, so now we put the phone number, which is the most important thing, is the phone number. As you know, if you're using something like Espresso Age, you get a lot of phone numbers. So if you get the right phone number, you put it right here, and this too is like after you're done with your calls, whatever you get, come straight here and add them here, and then after you're done with your calls, then you do your follow up. Take if you're gonna do like 1 hour, 30 minutes, make sure I see where you need to follow. So let's add the phone number. I'm gonna say 774 333 6789. This is just for example, just a demonstration. And then you choose the priority. So what I mean by this is it a hot lead? Is it a hot lead, or is it a cold or warm, or is it like if they're not selling anymore, or if it's a buyer, they're pre-approved or not pre-approved? So let's say in this case, John is a hot lead, which is for me, hot lead is if I call John today and if he's saying that he's selling in 1 month or 2 weeks, call him in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think to me that's a hot lead. And if it's still like 6 months out, then I would say that's like a warm, almost like cold. If it's like 3 months out, I would say that's warm. And if they're like 1 month, not 1 month, 1 year old, then I would say that's like a cold lead. but I will still contact them from time to time. So, and then here, last contact, you're gonna choose a date. I insert the calendar here that you can choose a date. So let's say I called John yesterday. So I'm going to choose yesterday was Sunday. So I'm going to choose the date that I contact John. And then when is the next time that I need to contact John? So let's say he said contact me in 2 weeks. Okay, then I'm going to choose. I'm going to go and go. So I contact him on the 10th. Then I'm going to go, and the next contact is going to be, I would say, the 22nd. I will contact John. And then here you can put numbers of follow-up. So let's say you follow up one time, 2 times, 3 times, or 10 times. And also you can choose if you lost it. Maybe you contact them, or they already went with somebody, so that means you lost it. Then you want to choose needs follow-up, negotiation, not contact if you didn't contact, pending, showing. If you're working with a buyer, you're doing the showing process. If you won, and then you could choose one. So let's say with John, in this case, I'm going to say needs follow-up. So I know I need to follow up with John. And then here's again, here's the status that you can choose again. Needs follow-up, not contact, which is almost the same as that. And again, I'm going to choose needs follow-up. If we move over here, you're going to choose you're going to choose what to do and if it's done. So let's say I'm going to say I need to call him in 2 weeks. Then I will choose if it's done or I need to do. I'm going to choose I need to do. And then here you can add some notes. Let's say he says, I want to sell in 2 months to buy another house. Then you could just add he's selling his house to buy another one. Make a little bit bigger, to buy another one. So just to kind of give you an idea, have what he's trying to do, so you can stay very organized. Trust me, guys, this thing, it works. You're gonna stay very organized. And then if you get the email, you can also add the email. Let's say John Gomez. I'm gonna say John Gomez gmail.com. John Gomez email. So now I have the email as well. And then here you can put the property address. Let's say I'm gonna call it 123 Main Street. So 123 Main Street. And then right here you're gonna choose the property type. If it's commercial, residential, or land. With the land, in my case, I don't deal with the land. Sometimes I do some commercial here and there, but most of the time it's going to be residential. So you're going to choose the property type. And then if you want to go deeper, you don't have to add these, but if you want to go deeper, you can choose the lot size, the home size. I'm going to say, let's say it's 1340 square feet. Then you can go deep in details and how many bedrooms. I'm going 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. The lot size altogether, let's say I'm going to call it. It's about 4,500 square feet. The lot size. Story. I'm going to skip that for now. Then right here, the location. Make sure you have the location. So trust me, you don't want to lose the address. I have lost so many addresses that who knows, they probably sold them by now. So location, I'm gonna say, let's say for the city, let's say I'm gonna call it Boston. And now here you're gonna put the first time you contact that person. In this case, the first time I called John, let's say it was on the 10th, so that way I can track it even a couple of months from now. And then source, this is where you're gonna track it, where this lead came from. Was it through cold calling, or did you send a mail? Did you it was through Facebook, referral, website, Google. I add Instagram for those that, if you do Instagram, even YouTube, TikTok, Office. Let's say it was somebody They give you your office with a past client, door knocking, direct mail, which is these are the most common ones. In this case, I'm gonna say this was through cold calling. I cold called John, and closing date. So now this is where, especially if you're working with the buyer, if it's if you have a closing date, you have something under agreement. This is where you can put the closing date. So in this case, I don't have a closing date yet. I don't have anything under agreement, so I'm going to skip that one for now. And then here's the home price. Again, in this case too, I don't have the home price yet. I need to keep following up with the John, but let's say the home price is 340,000. um, you could just put 340,000 there, and then let's say the commission rate. Maybe if you're working with the buyer, you know what you're getting. You could just put the commission. In this case, let's say I'm going to say 3%. I'm getting 3%. So you're going to add 3% to that, and right here it's going to give you the total commission for the 3%. And right here it's going to give you the commission. But that's it, guys. I wanted to keep it very simple, so you can stay very organized. And so, add all the names here, phone number, address, what it needs to be done, and then come back. You can always come back here after you finish with your calls and see who you need to call, who you need to follow up, whether if it's a buyer or seller, so you can stay very organized and you don't lose the phone number. So I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check out this Google Sheet. Trust me, it'll be very useful. If you have any question, reach out to me. Until then, I'll